Master formula record. Basically, master formula records are prepared in the pharmaceutical industry with an aim that the reproducibility of a data can be done available at any moment of the time when it is needed. Basically, it is a document for any pharmaceutical product, means it could be emulsion, suspension, tablet, granules, capsules, whatever it may be. Every pharmaceutical product requires the preparation of a master formula record. For example, if I have prepared a particular formulation on a particular day, I have optimized all the parameters, and after the optimization of all the parameters, then I have got the product which have a good quality. Now, if I say the product was of good quality, then I wish to manufacture it again on the another day, or I have another batch to be prepared, then what I am going to do? Then I require the same labor, same individual who can do this kind of the things. But as that person is on the leave, or the labor who has worked on that day is not available, then how I can manufacture that product? So, in order to document all these criterias as well as all these procedures step by step, we require a document, and that document is master formula record document, and it is an important document in order to produce the reproducibility between the batches. So basically it is a master document for any pharmaceutical product, as well as it contains all the processes for all the manufacturing steps, manufacturing processes are incorporated in this document, and it is prepared by the research and development team of the company. Means every company for every product, means for example, I am a particular company and I am making tablets, I am making another formulation that is granules, I am making another formulation that is capsule, I am making a emulsion, I am making suspension, I am making any other formulation, lozenges, linctures, whatever may be I am going to prepare. Means being a company part, I should have all the master formula record for all these kind of the products, and basically these master formula records serves as a reference standard. Means for preparing the batch manufacturing records, means for a particular batch, means if I says that particular batch means, for example, if I says 20,000 tablets has to be prepared, then the processing requirements will be different from that of the 1 lakh tablets. So, in order to prepare a particular batch, either it is on a small scale or either it is on a bigger scale, then I require a master formula record to be consulted before making the batch manufacturing record by the manufacturing unit, and it is also termed as master manufacturing record. Means synonymously it will be termed in the pharmaceutical industry as a master formula record, master manufacturing record, master production record. Means according to the convenience of the people or the research team or the research and development team who is working on this document, they may say it as a master formula record, master manufacturing record, master production record. Now, what is basically this master formula record or master production record? Basically, it is a document or a set of documents which specifies that what kind of the material in which quantity is to be used to prepare a particular product, and what will be the packaging material. Means it will contain all the descriptions of the procedures and precautions which are required for a specified quantity of the finished product to be formulated. Means it will contain all the instructions that how this should be handled, how it should be formulated, how it should be used. Now all these processes should be justified and specified in this master formula record, as well as it will include all kinds of the in process control. For example, if I says I am going to make a granule. Now if I am going to make the granules by the wet granulation method, then what is going to happen over here? I will require the weighing of the product, I will require the First step will be the purchase of the products, then I will do the quarantine of those products into that of particular area, then these products will be analyzed for their qualities, and then if I am going to manufacture, I am going to start the manufacturing, then I will do the weighing. After weighing, I will do the mixing, milling, sieving, whatever may be required, and then I will do the addition of a binder, means I am preparing by the wet granulation method, then I am going to add the binder that will be in the liquid state. Now after granulation, I will be shifting into that of the granulator, and from the granulator it will be shifted to the dryer. After drying, it will be again sieved, and after sieving, what is going to happen over here? Now we will again pass it through that of the, as we have passed it through the sieves, we are going to add the another ingredients like disintegrating agents, lubricating agents, anti-adherent agents. All these will be added and this will be mixed, and then these components will be utilized to make the tablets by the wet granulation method. So all the process control means what were the conditions for I will say granulation, what were the conditions for the drying, how it should be handled, what kind of the dryer to be used, and what kind of the granulator to be used, what amount should be used, what will be the mixing time, what will be the sieving time, and what should be the size of the granules which we are going to obtain. Now all the information is documented in this document, means it is a record which contain all the processing information along with that of the processing instructions, as well as all the in process control methods, how these products should be evaluated. So a master formula record basically relates all the manufacturing procedures for each product and for a particular each of the batch size, means master formula record for a particular batch will be different, master formula record for another batch will be different if the batch size is different. Means sometimes we are going to manufacture at the small scale, and if we are going to manufacture at a bigger scale, then batch manufacturing record will be there. So this record will have the different optimization parameters, different in process controls, and they will be justified and specified in that. So it is basically, as it is prepared by the competent authority, means research and development individuals, technical staff are involved in its preparation. So it is basically endorsed by the competent technical staff, that is the head of production as well as head of quality control. Means the head of production control are those individuals who have the governance that how the process is going on, in what rate and according to the requirement, and are they following the GMP and the suitable guidelines for production of a particular product. And once the product has been formulated, then it will be assessed for its quality. Then the quality control department and the head of the quality control department as well as head of the production department has the authority that they will endorse, they will be the signatory authorities who will endorse whether this product is going to be, means this record is valid or not. Basically it means this manufacturing record, manufacturing formulation record, or we say this is manufacturing production record, it plays a vital role in consistency of each batch manufacturing. Means if repetitively a particular batch has to be manufactured at a same consistency, same quality, then this should be consulted. And as we knows what it should include, basically this master formula record should include the product details, means it should contain the name, it should contain the logo as well as the address of the manufacturing company, means who is the manufacturer, what is the logo of the manufacturing company, and the name of the manufacturing company. What will be the dosage form, means dosage form name. Dosage form name means whether it is a tablet, whether it is a, I will say capsule, it is a liquid formulation, it is for immediate release, it is for sustained release, means it is a modified release tablet, whatever may be the name that has been given for a particular dosage form. Then what is its brand name, means if for a particular brand, means I says there, for example, if I take an example of paracetamol tablet, then Pacimol is available, Crocin is available, paracetamol tablets are available, means they are the brand names. And generic name means if there is a we are going to give it a brand name, then brand name will be there. If it will be a generic product, then generic name will be there. Then product code means what will be the product code, means as we are going to manufacture, then coding will be done, means A, B, C, D, code could be 5 digit, 4 digit, 7 digit, whatever may be, depending upon the company norms for how they have documented the product. Now there will be documentation, and as there will be the documentation, now if I says this product will contain all the information, now if I says the product code has been given to the product, now what will be the label claim of all the ingredients, means what will be the different ingredients which will be added into the formulation, and what will be the different ingredients claiming for that formulation, means what will be the claim for them, means they are for a particular use. For example, excipients are to be added, then they are for that of the, they are for as a bulking agent, they have the diluent property, they have the glidant property, they have a disintegrating property, and the product, what kind of the particular kind of the API it is, and for what purpose it will be used. So claim will be given into the formulation. Now we will discuss the label claim of the ingredients, means it will contain the different ingredients and accordingly it will be labeled. Now after the label claim, what will be the different parts which are included in this master formula record will be the production description, means product description, what kind of the product it will be immediate release, it will be modified release, it will be for a particular kind of a disorder, particular kind of the, I will say what kind of the, it will be showing the release behavior, it is a granule or it will be a tablet, it will be a pellet, whatever may be, the product description will be given, means how this product has been showing the particular effect as well as how it can be manufactured, then it will be explained in the product description, means how the tablet has been formulated, how it will be, means it is formulated by direct compression method, it is formulated by I will say wet granulation method, means granulation method, or it could be among the granulation method, it could be wet granulation method, or I will say it will be dry granulation method, means it could be slugging, or it could be wet granulation method. And among the wet granulation method, it could be, I will say, it can be it could be either it will be aqueous or it could be non-aqueous kind of the preparation method for the granules. Another component could be the batch size, means what will be the batch size, and this master formula is for what kind of the batch. For a smaller batch, means it is not simply justified as small batch, bigger batch. So it will be written, it will be justified that it is for, I will say it is for 10,000 tablets, it is for 20,000 tablets, or it is for 1 lakh tablets, or if it is a liquid, then it is for 20 gallons, it is for 1000 gallons, it is for 1000 gallons, means the product batch size, what will be the size of that batch, it will be explained uniformly in the batch size in a consistent manner. Then what will be the pack size and packing style? Pack size means it will contain, it will be a packing of 2 tablets, it will be packed in 6 strip of 6 tablets, it will be packed in a strip of, I will say, 15 tablets, or it can be packed in a strip of 10 tablets. Accordingly the pack size will be justified. And packing style means, if I am saying about the tablets, then they are packed into the strip pack, or they are in the blister pack, or they will be packed into the bottles, means they may be plastic bottles or they may be glass bottles. So all the packing size, pack size as well as packing style will be specified over here. Now the next part is the shelf life, means this master formula record will contain the information about the product's shelf life. And shelf life, what is it? Shelf life? The shelf life is the time period during which the 90% of the product retains its efficacy means retains its potency. It is the time period during which 90% of the product is available and it maintains its therapeutic potency. So it is basically the T90 time, means 90% of the therapeutically active product is available with us, which can show which will remain active and stable to show the therapeutic effects. So shelf life will be given over here, means the product has a shelf life of 1 year, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So depending upon the nature of the stability of the API, means active pharmaceutical ingredients as well as the excipients and other components, the shelf life is determined and it is justified, and it will be written into the master formula record that this product has a shelf life for 2 years or for 5 years or for the 7 years, whatever it may be, it will be specified. For example, if you have seen the Crocin pack or if you have seen the paracetamol tablets, then they have an expiry of around 5 years. And if IU says eye drop, ciprofloxacin eye drop, you might have seen, then it has a shelf life for 2 years, but it is written on it once it is opened, means it is a sterile preparation, and once it will be opened and then it should be consumed within 1 month, and after 1 month it may not be able to exhibit the suitable therapeutic effect. Why? So condition over here is that this formulation contain the antimicrobials, and as it has been opened, then the amount of the antimicrobials that have been added into the formulation, they can prevent the growth up to 1 month. So it is written once it is opened, then it should be discarded after 1 month and it shouldn't be used. And some of the formulations like pediatric preparations are also available in the suspension form, antibiotic suspension form. They are in the solid state, then they have a shelf life of 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 years also. Depending upon their nature, they may have a shelf life of 2 to 3 years or they may have a shelf life of 3 to 4 years. But what it is here, in case of the once they are reconstituted, now means some sufficient amount of water has been added into it and then it is in the suspension state, that dry powder has been converted into the suspension state, then it is having a shelf life of only for 7 days, and if it is not consumed, means under the presence of moisture or in the presence of water, it is losing its therapeutic efficacy. So the shelf life of the product will be justified in your master formula record, depending, as I have discussed over here, that the different products have the different, so according to the nature of the product which we are reporting here, the shelf life will be given. The next is the storage conditions, means how the product should be stored. Means it should be stored under the cool condition, it should be stored under the I will say in the freezed conditions, or I will say it should be stored at the room temperature in your shelves, or it should be stored at any other condition. For example, for our product, if it is light sensitive in nature, then manufacturer has to pack it in a amber colored container. So storage under the sensitivity to that of the photolytic reaction, the product will be said to be, I will say, it should be stored into the amber colored container. Now depending upon the nature of the product, it is stored. For example, as we have seen, several injections are stored, several parenteral preparations are stored under the cool conditions, means at a temperature of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, whereas tablets, capsules, we have seen they are stored at the room temperature. But it is not the specific case that all the tablets and all the capsules will be stored at the room temperature, at the ambient temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius. No, it is not the condition. Basically, they need to be stored under the condition depending upon the stability of their API, means the temperature at which that API, means active pharmaceutical ingredient, is stable, then it will be the temperature and accordingly it will be stored. Then it means whether our product is sensitive to the light, sensitive to the temperature, then storage conditions will be accordingly. It will be either it will be I will say it will be if it is light sensitive, then it should be protected from the light, and it is written on to the formulation that keep it away from that of the light exposure. And another is that if it is temperature sensitive, then accordingly the conditions are specified and given, then it should be stored at 228, or it should be stored at the if for example in case of vaccines, they are stored at a, if they are to be stored for a shelf life, then they are stored at the much lower temperature. If I take an example of poliomyelitis vaccine, then it is stored at -10 degrees Celsius. As if it is stored at -10 degrees Celsius, then it has a shelf life of 1 year. If it is stored at a temperature of -20, then it has a shelf life of 2 years. And if it is stored at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, then it has a shelf life of 4 hours. So, depending upon the storage condition, its shelf life is going to be affected. So, it is the basic requirement that the storage conditions should be according to that of the should be maintained, so that the longer shelf life can be maintained. So, our master formula record will contain all the storage conditions for our product, as well as this master formula record will be having the master formula number, means master formula record number, and date, means master formula record number means this record number is 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as date will be marked that on which date it was authenticated by the specific authority, like head of the quality department as well as the head of the production department. And the next is that it should contain the superseded master formula record number and date, means before this the master formula that record that has been prepared earlier, it will be given over here. Now it will be justified and specified over here that this particular master formula record has been superseded number, means what was the earlier number, earlier master formula record number was this, and now it is that number. Then what is the effective batch number, means if we are going to prepare the product by using this master formula record, then effective batch number, what will be the effective batch number, means what will be the quantity of the product which we can manufacture by making use of this record. So it will be written that this will be the effective batch number, means this will be done for the production of a particular batch of a particular quantity, and that batch number will be numbered accordingly, means if this master formula record has been prepared, for example I am going to prepare a particular formulation tomorrow, then what I am going to use it, means this master formula record for the effective batch number, the tomorrow's batch number will be 2AC. Now if I have done a coding that this will be the second batch, and accordingly I have coded it AC, then it will be for this master formula record is for that particular effective batch number. Now it will be containing the details of the authorization, means who will be the authorizing members, means the authorizing member will be the production department head as well as the quality assurance head. And along with that of the product details, these were the all the different product details which will be present in our master formula record. Now along with that of the master formula record, our this master formula record will also contain the different flowcharts, and these flowcharts will be basically depicting the different manufacturing process, how the product will be manufactured, means how the different steps should be followed and different steps should be monitored. If I says I am preparing a particular formulation, for example I am doing the direct compression of the tablet. Now direct compression of the tablet, for the direct compression of the tablet, what I am going to do, I am going to weigh the product, weigh all the ingredients. It will be active pharmaceutical ingredient, diluents, disintegrant, glidant, antiadherent, all the things will be weighed in a specified amount and quantity, and then they will be uniformly mixed by using a suitable mixer for a particular period of time, for particular duration, and after mixing I am doing the Checking the flow property means whether my product has a uniform flow. Accordingly, I am adding the suitable amount of the my glidant, anti-adherent or lubricating agent, and then after again I am going to mix. I am shifting it from that of the mixer to that of the hopper of the tablet compression machine, and then the component will flow out from that of the hopper into that of the into our die table, and then punches will press it, and then there will be the formulation of the tablets. So all the steps which are monitored as well as done, they will be specified in the flowchart. So what were the different steps which were monitored over here? Means first of all the weighing will be monitored, is it accurate? Second, mixing, what will be the mixing rate, what will be the mixing time, for how the content will be added. It has to be added in the geometric proportionate amount, then it should be taken care. Then these are the different steps which will be monitored. Then how it will be shifted to that of the our hopper, and as it has been shifted to the hopper, then how much time it takes to flow and fill the die cavity, and then as there will be the processing variables of the punching machine, means what will be the rate of the movement of the die table, and at what pressure upper punch and lower punch are coming together to compress the tablet, and then once the tablet is compressed, then at what rate the ejection of the product is going on with the help of the punch. Now all these things, all these steps which are going over in the production of the direct compression tablets, then these are monitored. So all the processes will be given in a flowchart manner, and the monitoring steps will be specified. Means our master formula record will contain these kind of the flowcharts, and this is the mandatory requirement, as well as it will not only contain the manufacturing process steps, but it will also include the how the material is going to move, means how these materials are moving from one place to the another place, from dispensing to the final product, and from final product to the store. Means as it has been collected, and then it has been dispensed, and then it is to the final product, and then finally it is going to the different stores for that of the storage of the product. So the next component, means we have discussed the product details, we have discussed that master formula will contain the flow chart, how the material will move, how our processes will be going on, they will be in the flow chart manner, and what will be the rate determining steps, they will be governed. Okay. Now the another part that will be included in our master formula record will be the equipments. Means it will contain list of all the required equipments. Means for a particular product, what will be the different equipments, like it could be mixer, it could be granulator, it could be dryer, it could be sieves or sieving equipments, or it could be compression equipments, tablet punching equipments. Then it will be, now it is not only mandatory requirement that only the manufacturing portion requires a particular equipment, then they will be required. It will also list all the equipments which will be utilized to evaluate the product, means the quality of the product. Then all the equipments, for example, I am discussing the tablet over here, so all kinds of the hardness tester. What are the hardness testers? Now what will be the fibrillator, disintegrating agent, disintegration test apparatus, dissolution test apparatus. Now all these things will be also included in the list of equipments, and along with that of the list of equipments, their processing capacity will also be written into this scheme of the master formula report. Means under the heading of equipments, it will contain the list of all the equipments along with that of the manufacturing processes along with their capacities. Next will be the special instructions. Means all the special instructions, either it is for the production or packaging, they will be justified under the special instructions. Means as master formula record will contain all the information about the product, about the manufacturing components, equipments, means flow chart will give us an idea about the different steps to be performed, different steps to be monitored, and how the material is moving in a particular firm from that of the purchase to that of the dispensing to that of the manufacturing to stores. So all the instructions will be there. Now there are the special instructions, means if certain precautions need to be taken, means there might be the probability that mixing of the two components may lead to that of the certain alteration in the property of the components. So they should be, how they should be mixed? They should be instantaneously mixed, they should be mixed in a progressive manner, then it should be kept under the special instructions. So these special instructions could be production, for the production individuals, means for that of the during the product manufacturing they need to be taken care, or they should be taken care during the packaging. For example, if I says I am preparing a solution, okay, then I am filling it by that of the vacuum method, then as there will be the vacuum and my product is sensitive to that of the oxidative reactions, means it is sensitive to that of the oxidation and the product may get damaged. So what is going to happen over here? As the vacuum I have applied into the container, the product will move from that of the high pressure to the low pressure, then there will be splashing of the component, and as there will be the splashing, the air present in the surface will be entangled and the air bubbles will come in my formulation, and the presence of these air bubbles is going to hamper the stability of my product. So now this is the point that at the time of packaging I need to regulate, control the situation. I should use another method where the pressure gradient shouldn't be there, and this pressure gradient doesn't lead to that of the splashing and air entrapment. So special instructions for either for packing or either for production, they should be justified under the heading special instructions, and these should also be included in the batch manufacturing formula. Means as we are going to write the batch manufacturing formula, then all these special instructions should be written below the batch manufacturing formula, so that these things, means unavoidable, or I will say the undue things which are going to happen, they can be avoided and we can maintain the quality of the product. Then it will contain this master formula record will contain the calculations. Now what will be the calculation? Means for example, if I require a particular product for a particular batch and I knows that this will be the particular quantity. Now what will be the calculation? Means how much amount will be needed for 100 tablets, how much amount will be needed for 200, 500, 700, whatever it may be, what will be the amount that will be needed. Now if I says that this amount is 100, 200, 400, this particular amount is needed, then it is for active pharmaceutical ingredient. Then what amount will be needed for the excipients? What will be the component of the excipient? Then it will be specified over here. Then what will be the diluent, antiadherent, glidant, all these things will be there. Means all the calculation step will be for that of the active material as well as that of the excipients also, it will be included, and this calculation part will consider the water amount in the product, or we will say if I am not considering, I am taking a dry product, means loss on drying to get the 100% potency. Means if I am going to dry the product, then my product should maintain the 100% potency. So calculation should be done accordingly. Means dried sample will be taken, and if there is an inherent property that that particular amount of the moisture will remain with that of the product, then accordingly it should maintain the 100% potency. Then amount should be added accordingly that it can maintain the 100% potency. Then it should include all the manufacturing processes, and all the manufacturing processes means all the steps involved in all the stages of the manufacturing processes. All process steps should be written in detail, that is how the shifting will be done, how the milling will be done, lubrication will be done, Granulation will be done, compression, coating, whatever may be the steps involved in the manufacturing of a particular product, they should be written in a detailed version in the manufacturing processes. Now, it should also include, and as I have discussed, that storage conditions affects the shelf life of the product. So, it should include all the atmospheric conditions like temperature, humidity and storage conditions for every step. All the steps should be included, means all the how it should be, at what temperature it should be done, shifting, milling, lubrication, granulation, compression. Then atmospheric condition should be regulated. For example, my product is sensitive to the moisture and I am performing under high humidity condition, then obviously my product shelf life will be affected. So the temperature, humidity and all the storage conditions at each of the step, either it is shifting, milling, lubrication, granulation, compression or coating, whatever may be the step, at each step temperature and humidity condition should be maintained. Now the next is the packaging process. Now the packaging processes basically includes how the product will be packed. Now it should contain this master formula section of master formula record where the packaging processes will be specified. Then it should contain the list of all the packing materials, means what will be the different packing materials which will be used to prepare a suitable pack, as well as now all the packing materials with their quantities, means in what proportionate amount and what will be the amount. For example, it has to be filled in the bottles, then what should be the size of the bottle, how it should be shaped, means what should be the shape, and how it will be closed and how it can be what kind of the quality it will be. Then all these kind of the listing should be there and all the quantities should be justified over there, as well as there should be a clear pattern of written documentation that what will be the line of clearance, means after packaging or how the packaging material has been utilized to make a sachet, to make a strap, to make a blister pack, then what will be the line of clearance, means once the waste materials will be there, then how it will be moved away from the manufacturing unit. Then there should be a line of clearance, as well as once the product has been packed, then there should be a specified and justified specifications that how the product is going to move out of the line, means from that of the manufacturing part, and once it has been manufactured, then it will be packed, and after packing what will be the way of movement, how it will move and will move to the stores. As well as it should contain the reconciliations of the printed as well as unprinted packing materials, means what will be there in the how the printed material should be reconciled and unprinted material, means how there should be reconciliation of the product, and it should include the details, means what will be the reconciliation procedure for the product, means printed or unprinted, then it should be given in detail. As well as after packaging, the yield, means what is the yield of the product, means what is the theoretical yield, actual yield and acceptance limit of the batch. For example, if we are preparing a batch and I says I have done the mixing, weighing and all this, and I am willing to make the 100 tablets, okay, then this is a theoretical approach. Now actual yield, I have obtained only 80 tablets. Now acceptance limit of the batch, whether it is an acceptance limit or not. For example, the acceptance limit is that the near about 90 tablets should be there, then obviously then yield of the batch is not acceptable. I am wasting most of the product either at the shifting, milling, mixing or whatever may be the step. So this acceptance limit is basically determining the quality of the manufacturing, means how the quality is maintained, means all the steps are governed uniformly to prepare a particular batch or not. So this yield will include, means we have an assumption, we have taken the whole of the content for the particular number of the preparations. Now the actual yield may be slightly less, but it should be within the acceptable limit, means it shouldn't lead to that of the loss of the ingredient, and if there is a loss of the ingredient, then there is a probability that our formulation may not contain the sufficient quantity of the particular active pharmaceutical ingredient or any other ingredient that has been added for incorporating a particular behavior to the formulation. So this is a basic thing, that yield should be justified. So a master formula record will contain all the information about the yield of the product, and this yield will be, if it is reproducible, then means manufacturing is going on in a reproducible manner, and it will and the manufacturing method is in the acceptance limit. Next will be the procedure, how you are going to prepare a master formula record. Basically, a master formula record is either prepared, basically it is prepared by the prepared based on the, either depending upon the experience of the competent qualified staff, and the qualified staff will include the manufacturing chemist, analyst chemist, analytical chemist, and it will also include, this master formula record will be prepared depending upon the experience about the batch manufacturing record. Means if a batch manufacturing has been done for a particular batch, then depending upon that experience, these manufacturing chemist and analyst will prepare a master formula record, or they have not prepared a batch but they have an experience of handling these kind of the situations, how the product will be manufactured and how the quality control test will be done. Then according to their experience also, a master formula record is also prepared. And sometimes they are preparing a batch in the batch, their production unit, and they are determining the quality of that particular batch. On that experience they are making the master formula record. Then if I says this master formula record is required or not, means if we are requiring a particular production of a product in a repetitive and uniform pattern, then is there a requirement that it should be used, or there is a no requirement? So I will say we can't ignore this master formula record at any level. Means these master formula records will be used, either it is for a particular precaution or either for a particular process or a particular monitoring. Then all these master formula records required to be prepared, means there is a mandatory requirement to achieve the reproducibility of the production and quality of the product. These batches should be prepared in a reproducible manner. Once the master formula record is prepared, it is transferred to the previous staff, from the previous staff to the new staff. Means once the master formula record, who will be the manufacturing chemist, analytical chemist, means those who have worked on a particular batch and then they have prepared a master formula record. Now once they have prepared this master formula record, then it is not that they are going to manufacture the same batch throughout their life. Then if the new person, individuals comes and then they have the duty of that product manufacturing or manufacturing of that product, then they will be assigned that duty and they will be, that master formula record will be handed over to them, so that they will work according to the standards of that document and achieve the reproducibility of the product. So it is also termed as the standard document for processing another batches which are going to be prepared. So a master formula record is considered as a standard for making a batch manufacturing record. Now the SOPs, first of all, in preparation of the master formula record, we prepare the SOPs. Now SOPs are the standard operating procedures. Means first of all, it is not a simple procedure that once the batch has been prepared and then any analytical chemist or the manufacturing production individual will write a master formula record. No. First of all, the SOPs will be prepared, and these SOPs, these are the standard operating procedures, and these standard operating procedures will be utilized by the individuals, means who are going to manufacture who are going to prepare the master formula record for the writing of the master formula record. Now these SOPs are, for example, as we are making the tablets, so first of all shifting was there, mixing was there, milling was there, granulation was there. Now these things were going on, and every step has a standard operating procedure that is to be followed to furnish the suitable yield of the product and suitable quality of the product. So those SOPs are prepared. Who is going to prepare these SOPs? Who have the responsibility of these SOPs? Means these will be prepared primarily by the formulation and development department and the production department. Means formulation and development means this is an R&D, means where the research is going on the formulation. Then it is F&D department. And production department, they have the primary responsibility to make the SOPs for each step so that they can be utilized to write the master formula record as well as to produce the reproducibility in the production. And once the SOPs has been finalized and they are working in a reproducible manner, means the batches that are prepared by using these SOPs are working in a reproducible manner, then these will be considered for the preparation of master formula record. Now the secondary responsibility means the product is produced in the reproducible manner in the yield, quantity and quality in terms of appearance, then it is the part of the quality assurance department that they are going to evaluate. What they are going to evaluate? They are going to evaluate the quality of the product. And how they will evaluate? Means they will use the suitable analytical techniques for that particular kind of the product to evaluate its quality. And the accountability means whether these SOPs which the production department has finalized should be followed or not. This depends upon the reproducibility at the quality control time. Means when the quality of the product is determined and if the product quality is achieved uniformly, then the head of the quality assurance department will say that these are the SOPs, they can be implemented for the production of the different batches as well as for the preparation of the master formula records. Now what are the different steps? How this master formula record will be prepared and what will be its different steps? So first of all, the production department in association with formulation and development department, they will prepare the master formula record, and this master formula record will be prepared as per the format within its SOPs. Means for its preparation also the SOPs are there. Means there are the SOPs how it should be written, there it should be in that particular format or not. And there are the two parts, means it contains the master formula record will be in the two parts. One part will be the packaging part and the another part will be the manufacturing part. Means how it is prepared and how it will be. Packaging part will contain all the information about the pack size, pack volume as well as how the packaging will be done, and manufacturing part will include all the information how the product will be manufactured. Now it will also contain the first page of both the sections. Means what will be the details of the first page of the both sections? Means packaging part as well as the manufacturing part, the details will be, it will contain the details of the name, address and logo of the company, dosage form, brand name, generic name, product code, label claim as we have discussed in the product details. Means both the either it is a packaging part or it is a manufacturing part, it will contain all these kinds of the information. It will also contain the information like product description, batch size, pack size, shelf life, storage condition and drug schedule, whether it is a prescription drug or it is a non-prescription drug, means whether it is a schedule H drug or schedule G drug. As well as it will contain, means first page of all the master formula record sections, means packaging section as well as the manufacturing section will contain all these information, and the superseded master card number and date, present master card, effective batch number, reference of the change control, means if any control has been changed in the reference in the our justified record, then what was the reference, on which reference that change has been made, reference of the change control number, as well as there will be an authorization of the master formula record by the responsible members, means the authority name, means who is the authority person, head of the production department, head of the our I will say analytical department, quality assurance department, they are the responsible individuals, and their name and their signature will be written on to that of the master formula record. Then the secondary page will contain, secondary page of the manufacturing section will include, means the primary page will contain all those information, all the kinds of the product details will be there in the section packaging section as well as in the manufacturing section on the first page. And the secondary pages, after the first page there will be the pages which are attached, they are the secondary pages, and these secondary pages will contain all the information about the processing steps, means there will be the process, how the process is going on. Now these all the processing steps will be justified over there, as well as it will contain, means subsequent pages will include how the process to be monitored, how this process should be monitored, what are the different parameters there that are to be monitored, means I am saying here what is the flow chart, means what are the different flow charts and how they were monitored. Then what will be the list of equipments, machines, utensils, whatever may be that have been utilized, they will be justified here. Now the subsequent pages shall include any special precaution to be taken for the product during the manufacturing and packaging. What are the special instructions which have been taken here? They will be there. The same page shouldn't contain any kind of the, means, and the page number should also include the batch manufacturing formula, means all the batch manufacturing formula will be included on the particular. Now after these secondary pages, means they will be having all these pages will be written into that of the same pages. If we are going to prepare a batch manufacturing formula or a batch manufacturing record, then this same kind of the information will be written in the batch manufacturing formula. And then batch formula, what these batch formula should have, these batch formula should contain a serial number, have the, means they should contain the particular columns which will be justifying serial number, name of the ingredients, references of the specifications, means what are the specifications, accordingly the product will be added, what will be maintained, means all the references with specification of the ingredient should be there, quantity to be added, milligram per ml, per tablet, per capsule, per gram, how much amount has been added. Overages, means in order to maintain the uniform potency of the product during the shelf life, if there any overages has been added, then it should be justified. Then quantity to be added per batch per load, means what is the amount that has been added in a particular batch. In the above section I am saying quantity to be added per tablet, per batch, and here I am saying per batch or per load. For preparing a particular batch or a particular load, then how much amount has been added. Now after this batch formula record, there should be the calculation steps for every active material. As we have discussed that different components, in the same manner when we are writing, then they should be followed in the same manner, that all the calculation steps for every active material should be included, and it should be depending upon to that of the either the water content, we should consider the water content, as well as we should consider the its loss on drying, and the product should maintain 100% of the therapeutic efficacy. Now, at the end of every important stage, the statement of the yield should be there. Means when we are shifting, then what is the yield after shifting? After milling, what is the yield? After granulation, what is the yield? After drying, what is the yield? After granulation, what is the yield? And then after compression, what is the yield? And at the every step when they are performed, then these yields should be justified and they should be checked whether they are in the acceptable limits or not. As well as it should include in process quality check during and at the end of the important steps and stages with their limits. Means after, as we are manufacturing a product, as we are preparing a product, then the in process quality check should be there, and as there should be in process quality check, means it should be done at the different level, and they will be different for that of the different kind of the formulation, as well as different steps will be different for the different batch size also. Now all the in process quality checks should be performed for them, and it should be checked whether they are within the limits or not. The process as well as the process equipment, the process whatever may be used. For example, I am saying that we are going to mix, then this process should justify that what kind of the equipment has been used, as well as in that equipment what is the model number, as well as what is the capacity of that instrument or the equipment that has been referenced. Along with this, there should be the suitable methods as well as or the references of the methods to be employed for preparing, cleaning, assembling as well as operating the various equipment. Means it is not that master formula record will contain the only the manufacturing part. It should include in the equipment section that how these equipment should be cleaned, prepared, means if they have to be assembled, then how they should be assembled and how they are operated. If this information is not available with that, then it will be very difficult to prepare the reproducible batches. So master formula record should contain all these things also. It should include also stepwise processing instructions. Stepwise processing instructions means there should be check on the material, there should be pre-treatment, sequence for adding the materials, mixing time, temperature, humidity, etc. All these should be stepwise processing instructions should be there. As well as it should include the requirement of the storage conditions for a particular product. Means it should be stored at the room temperature, it should be stored at the cool temperature, or it should be stored away from the light, near to the light. Accordingly it should be there. Now the packaging part of that was the part of manufacturing part, and now we are discussing the packaging part of the master formula record. The packaging part should include the complete list of all the packaging materials which are required for a standard batch, including the quantity, size and type. As well as similar to that of the manufacturing method, it should have a line clearance checking during the batch coding and batch packaging operations. It should include the reconciliation of printed and unprinted packaging material within the acceptable limits. It should include the destruction of the excess as well as rejected printed packaging materials. As well as it should include the description of all the packaging operations. Means including any subsidiary operation and equipment, whatever may be used, it should be included in its packaging part section. Means all the descriptions of the packaging operations should be included over here. Then if I will discuss the summary of the master formula record, then it will look like this. Means there will be, if I say what will be the different parts of the master formula record, first of all, at the top it will be written master formula record, then there will be a production code, then master batch manufacturing record, BMR is batch manufacturing record, master formula record number, whatever number that has been given, it will be written over here. Then page number, page 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is the description of page 1. Now we are saying here, we are presenting an example of diclofenac tablets 100 mg. Now master formula, basically this is a blank master formula record for the diclofenac. Now this master formula record will contain the product code, master formula record number, page number at the top. Then what is the name of the product? Diclofenac tablet 100 milligram. Then under this section it will include the product details, means what is the batch number, batch size, manufacturing date, expiry date, label claim. Now it will contain the different ingredient. Each uncoated tablet will contain the different components. Then what is the ingredients, what are the different components, what will be the unit of those ingredients, means quantity per batch and quantity per tablet, it will be written over here. Overage is added of an ingredient, then it will be justified over here. Then it will contain the reference of the master formula record, means to prepare this master formula record or batch manufacturing record, earlier master formula record which has been consulted, it will be written over here, number will be written over here. Then manufacturing date will be written over here, revision number, any revision has been made, review period, means during which, after which it is going to be reviewed. For example, after 2 years this master formula record will be reviewed, then it will be reviewed over here and it will be written like 2 years. After that it will contain the information about the expiry date of the product, how much time it will take to expire, and then it will contain the pack information, what kind of the pack it is. For example, here we will say we are going to pack in the blister package. So pack specifications will be given. Then other part will be including the manufacturing license number. Now after writing this page 1, there will be the signs of the signatures of the signatory authorities, and it will be written over here that there will be the name and signature of the QA head and production head, and below this who has prepared this master formula record will be written, means who has prepared by QA manager, quality assurance manager, checked by production manager, approved by quality manager and approved by production manager. And then once these quality assurance manager and production manager has prepared, checked and approved, after that the signatory authority, that is the quality head department and production head of the production department, they will sign this page, and they will, then this master formula record will be used for the processing of the further batches. So in this way we have discussed the master formula record, and these master formula record will be utilized to prepare the batch manufacturing records also.